What was his motive? That's what the nation wants to know, and this 60s pop classic that he played over a loudspeaker may provide a clue.
When you're alone and life is making you lonely, you can always go downtown.
It's pop icon Petula Clark singing Downtown. The song is a wistful message for lonely people who can find companionship in the bright lights of downtown.
You may find somebody kind to help and understand you.
And this is what the RV looks like from the inside. This is a different model, but the experts at Dunlap RV in Nashville tell me the size is about the same. It's very spacious. It's got a double bed, a shower, a kitchen, an eating area, and get this RV has a propane tank and a 60-gallon fuel tank. Authorities say the Nashville bomber, 63-year-old Anthony Warner, may have been obsessed with conspiracy theories about 5G phone technology, which could explain why the bomb was detonated outside the AT&T building, disrupting cell service in 5 states. The FBI just released this photo of Warner behind the wheel of a vehicle, taken at an ATM machine just in the last week. Like other major communication companies, AT&T uses 5G, the latest super-fast cell phone technology. But some conspiracy theorists fear 5G can be used to spy on Americans. Others even believe the coronavirus is being spread by 5G waves. Authorities say an anti-5G extremist set fire to a 5G tower in the Netherlands.
There's literally zero signs to it at all. There is no possible way that just radio frequency wireless technology can in any way spread a virus.
Warner reportedly told one friend he had cancer, and he may have been trying to tie up loose ends before the bombing. Before he blew himself up, he turned his modest $160,000 house over to an LA woman named Michelle Swing. According to one report, Warner once dated Michelle Swing's mother. She is quoted as saying, "This is all very weird to me." Warner's mother refused to talk to reporters. A message seen in this DailyMail.com photo was posted on her front door. "This is private property. Leave or I'll call police." Meanwhile, Warner may have taken the mystery of downtown to his grave.
Downtown, everything's waiting for you.
We woke up one day and there it was.
Yanela Parra says she and her fellow neighbors were shocked to find this 5G cell phone tower being installed in front of the parks at Cathedral Townhomes roughly 2 months ago.
There was no notice to anyone.
Neighbors say this pole is right in front of their bedroom windows, blocking their view of downtown. 5G towers contain electronic equipment and antennas that receive and transmit cell phone signals using radio frequency waves. Parra says neighbors are worried the tower will make people sick. What are your health concerns about the tower?
I'm afraid of whatever the health concerns might be, increased cancer rates, increased tumors.
According to the American Cancer Society, there isn't any strong evidence proving cell phone towers causes noticeable health effects. Experts say this does not mean that radio frequency waves from cell phone towers have been proven to be safe. Still, more research is needed. Neighbors say they've reached out to city leaders, asking them to move the tower somewhere else, but they haven't gotten a response. So what do you just want city leaders to know and understand?
Just that we have, a representation here in downtown, that we're a group that wants to help maintain what our property values are and maintain our health.
So the next time they come out here, what are you going to do?
Well, my plan is to wrap myself around the pole and use my bicycle chain and lock myself, because we're not going to let them innervate it. They need to move it.
That was Corley Peel reporting. At the end of the day, neighbors say they just want this tower to be relocated. Neighbors tell us they will continue reaching out to the city until they get answers. Corley reached out to the city for comment this afternoon. We have yet to hear back.
It's going to look terrible along this beautiful coastal area.
I live in a 2-story place that literally will look straight from the window onto the tower, so that will be my view. Telstra's stitched up a deal with the local bowling club for the 5G tower to be built on its grounds. Furious locals say they were never consulted.
The crazy thing is we've got 5G coverage here right now. So why do they need to put a dirty big pole out the backyard?
At their wits' end, they're taking the fight into their own hands. Surrounding streets have been plastered with banners and posters. The message to the telecom giant is clear.
It's kind of a big thing and it's going to look really ugly.
Gary Dixon says the tower proposal has also hit his back pocket and hard.
I've had a land agent come down and value my property now. Well, he's actually devalued my property, but it's now worth 10 to 15% at least what it was worth before they signed the lease papers.
Telstra's preference was to have the 5G tower here at the Grange train station, but the proposal was rejected by the state government at the time. The company says the bowling club is now the only option. It's understood the bowling club will receive around $18,000 a year in compensation. Representatives refused to comment.
Go away, put it somewhere else. Put it somewhere where it's inconspicuous, where it's not near residents.
I really hope and pray that it can't go ahead.
Tim Yateman,
It stands at 70 feet high and will soon impact thousands of Westlaco ISD students.
Started designing a network of towers that would project into the neighborhoods for the students to have internet access.
The district is partnering with the county through the CARES Act agreement, establishing a free high-speed Wi-Fi internet access. Together, they will service up to 8,000 students to connect from home anytime with no limit.
Part of our commitment, the entire team at Westlaco ISD, to make sure we're providing more than enough resources so that our students continue to soar.
Kleckler Held Elementary is the first to complete the project. Work is in progress for a 10 to 20-foot tower from the roof at Silva Elementary and Mary Hogue Middle School. The district hopes to have the service ready within the next month or two.
They're talking to each other, and like a ring, and the hardware on the top of the towers is going to be shooting the signal to the neighborhoods.
These neighborhoods have a wireless access point on light poles, which will shoot the signal into homes. In order to receive a signal, a person has to be within a 2-mile radius of the tower and must be near a wireless access point.
It's like a mesh network, and those wireless access points are talking to each other, but there's one with a little dish that's pointing to the towers, and that's how it gets a signal.
The signals are said to be stronger than your normal cell phone or hotspots. It's a solution the district has worked on since the start of the pandemic, and something that's not only short-term.
Even after the pandemic, the students will be able to take advantage and use the free Wi-Fi and get on the internet to do all their assignments.
Indiana lawmaker wants to make it harder for companies to put a 5G cell phone tower in your neighborhood.
So earlier this year, ITMA talked with people who said those towers are being built just too close to their homes. As Richard Essex reports, those homeowners may get some help.
Communications companies like your internet provider and your cell phone company are given the same access to utility right-of-ways as your gas, water, and electric. Senator Ford's bill wants to clarify the rules of where 5G towers can be built.
North Willow Farms neighborhood on the north side of Indianapolis has 6 5G cell phone towers in place, and 9 more have been proposed. All the towers are the same, 47 feet tall, black towers with 2 panels on top. The first was installed last spring, the others followed over the summer. The Neighborhood Homeowner Association president, Eric White, said no one contacted the neighborhood about the towers being installed. They found out through a public notice in a local newspaper.
And so that started us on this process of learning how this was possible, that a carrier could just place equipment somewhere without providing any sort of notification.
Some of the towers in North Willow Farms are built in the utility right-of-way, right next to water and electric lines. A few are in public spaces while others are in someone's yard. State Senator J.D. Ford's proposed legislation would require more notification to those closest to the proposed towers. He says too many people have come home to find towers already built.
At that point, when you got a tower in your front yard and you're calling around to people and asking what's going on, what is this, and people aren't calling you back, or if they call you back, there's really nothing they can do at that point. The tower has already kind of been built. They feel helpless. They feel powerless.
The city of Indianapolis requires a cell phone company to get a permit before building a 5G tower. Several of those permit applications have been denied, which has essentially stopped any further tower construction in North Willow Farms. Senator Ford is hoping for a similar process statewide.
So the bill that I'm filing next session will help put the power back into the people's hands. First of all, it'll give them more notice, and I think that's really, what people really want in this process is the notice that that a tower is going up in their front yard.
This proposed legislation does not include studies of any potential long-term health or safety effects of 5G. Ford did say the state needs to better understand the technology and how it's used before allowing thousands of these towers to be built across the state.
Senator Ford expects to file this bill officially sometime this week. The General Assembly is not expected back in the State House until sometime in the first week in January. In Indianapolis, Richard Essex, Wish TV, wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook.
Hoosier homeowners continue to fight big cell phone towers that are being built around cities right now. Some of you telling us the towers are being built just a few feet away from a home.
Fox 59's Kayla Sullivan is following a state house bill to change that policy. She spoke with a woman who says a tower showed up outside her door overnight.
Right in our yard, they put this big, ugly box at the base of it that probably takes up 2 by 3 feet.
Without homeowner consent or notice, this 5G tower went up about 17 feet away from where Katie Schluge's youngest son sleeps.
He's been having headaches more frequently. It just worries me that it's so close to my kids' bedrooms.
Organizations like the American Cancer Society feel more research on the health impacts of cell phone towers needs to be done. And until it is, Katie isn't sure being this close to a 5G tower is safe for her family.
We're considering installing a metal roof.
Metal roofs are said to shield from the electromagnetic field these towers emit. It would cost them about $30,000. Then there's the cost of safety. She says her kids are afraid of their own yard now.
Kind of emits a buzzing sound. It has warning signs all over it, and it's right by the tree they used to climb. It's not something they want to be close to.
Still, there's nothing she can do about it. Indiana law protects companies when it comes to installing these towers. State Senator J.D. Ford is filing a bill to give the public more say about where 5G structures can go.
You can't just sit back and not do anything about it. I have been hearing from constituents on a regular basis about the 5G towers going up in their neighborhoods.
Verizon says it's focused on working with the city of Indianapolis to achieve a mutually acceptable approach to offer 5G service to as many residents as possible.
Everyone wants to be able to pull out their phone and have the 5G technology. Everyone wants that.
However, Ford says everyone should also want the process to be fair. He believes state lawmakers are the only ones capable of guaranteeing that. From the Indiana State House, Kayla Sullivan, Fox 59 News.
We reached out to the chair of the committee that would hear this bill in 2021, Senator Eric Cook. He has yet to respond to our requests.
Takes up 2 by 3 feet.
Happening now, Hoosier homeowners are pushing lawmakers to give them more say about where 5G towers can be built. Viewers tell us some towers are being put up feet away from homes without any notice or consent. That's what happened with this one in the Meridian Kessler neighborhood. Homeowners tell us their kids are afraid to play in the yard because of this. And unless Indiana law changes, there really isn't anything they can do about it.
I am not the sort of person that would get super involved, but just seeing this happen and realizing that this agreement has been made with our local government and these huge corporations that just allows something like this to happen and devalue our property.
State Senator J.D. Ford is filing a bill that would give Hoosier homeowners more say about this. Verizon says it's focused on working with the city of Indianapolis to find a mutually acceptable approach.